Breaking tonight, one of the strongest performers last night was apparently Governor Christie. Some headlines today calling him, quote, strong and the winner. Our Frank Luntz focus group weighed in as well.
So let's do a word or phrase to describe Christie.
He's absolutely on point, and he makes me feel safe.
I think that he's trying to discredit the other people on their records, but those count too.
Highly confident, direct, to the point.
I believed him.
He tells it like he sees it.
He's experienced.
The right man for these times.
Who'd you switch from?
Carson to Christie because I can trust him as my president.
Trump to Christie because I believe in him, and he was 2,000% more presidential than anybody else tonight.
Joining us now, Governor of New Jersey and Republican presidential candidate Christie. Governor, great to see you. So you must be feeling pretty good listening to that.
Sure, that's great, and had a good time at the debate, and you know, looking forward to getting back out on the campaign trail and do my job, which is, you know, making sure that we convince as many voters as we can leading up to Iowa and New Hampshire next month.
Do you feel like you've been somewhat of a dark horse in this race? You know, slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, I do. I do. You know, I think I was discounted early on, and that's fine. You can't worry about the things you can't control. I just went out and laid out our program and our plan and doing it the way you do it in Iowa and New Hampshire. You know, day-to-day, hand-to-hand retail campaigning, and we're making an impression, and we've made an impression in the debates too. So I think we're doing well at the right time.
What is the path to victory for you? Because I realize that in New Hampshire now you're tied for second place, but nationally you're still down in the low single digits. So people say, oh, Christie, he can't do it. He's way down. He's like, Trump would be the first to point out, you're at 3 and I'm at 41.
Yeah, well, listen, none of that matters because we don't have a national primary. We have primaries state by state, and when people actually start to vote, it changes those national numbers overnight. So I think we'll do well in Iowa, and I think we'll do very well in New Hampshire. And when we pull that off, then you'll see those national polls change very, very quickly then. And we'll go state by state by state, South Carolina, Nevada, and go from there. So the path to victory is the same for me as it is for anybody. You need to do well in either Iowa or New Hampshire, or you're not going to continue in this race. And so we're going to do very well in New Hampshire, and I think we'll do well in Iowa, and then we'll be one of the few that are going to be left. I think this race will be down to 4 or 5 candidates by February 10th.
What did you think? I mean, obviously Ted Cruz is somebody who pushed to eliminate the NSA surveillance program. As somebody who used that program, I know you were in favor of it, and you don't believe it should have been repealed. But how big an issue do you think that's going to be for Ted Cruz, who's rising in the polls right now?
I think it's a huge issue because I think Senator Cruz also isn't telling the truth about it. He's trying to make it sound, and tried to make it sound last night like somehow he made the program stronger, and he didn't. He made it weaker, and he made the country weaker and more vulnerable. And, you know, you can get away with that in a 75-second response on a debate, but you can't get away with it over the long haul of a campaign. And the fact is his vote was wrong, it was politically expedient, and he shouldn't have done it. And I think the American people would have respected him a lot more if he looked into the camera last night and said, hey, listen, I made a mistake. It was a wrong vote. I made a mistake. I understand that now, and I'm looking to restore those authorities to the NSA. He should have done that. He didn't, and he's wrong and not telling the truth when he says he made the program stronger. Finally,
Governor, you're getting hit for getting the King of Jordan wrong. You said it was King Hussein. They said you said you're going to talk to him. They said it's going to be tough because he died in 1999.
Yeah, listen, I misspoke. You know,
you're not allowed to do that in campaign 2015.
Yeah, apparently not, you know, but I know King Abdullah very well. As you know, we visited with him as families over in Jordan. Me and Mary Pat and the children all went and visited with them. When he was just recently to New York City, we had a great meeting for an hour at his hotel in New York because we're friends. So King Abdullah will forgive me for having, you know, used his father's name instead of his. I'm sure it's not the first time that's happened to him.
But the mainstream media will not. Great to see you, Governor.
Thank you, Megyn. Happy to be here.
All the best.